Good morning, guys. How are you? It's me, Rhonda. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I just wanted to pop on here just real quick from my quiet time this morning. As you can tell, I just finished my workout, so I'm a little like unkept, but as I was working out, this just kept recurring in my mind, and I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to get on here real quick and share this with you guys. And I don't know if you've seen the video from yesterday, this might make a little bit more sense to you in my encouragement for you from yesterday. So in my reading, so this is my little daily reader that I'm reading. It's the Everyday with Jesus Bible. It's the Christian Standard Version. And so today's proverb was Proverbs 4:23 through 24. And it reads, "Guard your heart above all else, for it is the source of life. Don't let your mouth speak dishonestly, and don't let your lips talk deviously." And in this particular daily reader, it gives you like a little devotion that goes, along with one of the verses from your daily reading. And it just so happens to be from Proverbs. And he said, it's not just what you say. And then he specifically says, guard your heart above all else, for it's the source of life. And what he starts to say made me think back to what I was sharing yesterday. He says, I am convinced that one of the major reasons why so many of us fail to receive from God the things which we ought to be receiving lies in the fact that our hearts and our minds are not properly correlated. And as soon as I read that this morning, I'm like, oh yeah, I get that, because during my walk, there's been many times that I would say something because I thought that's what I needed to say, even though my heart wasn't there. It's like, that's why every day I'm praying, Lord, search my heart in the nooks and the crannies, whatever is still in there, because I want to get to that point where my heart and my mind are making the connection. So what I'm seeking in wisdom and in knowledge and in understanding is in one. It's coming to the Lord as one request, instead of my mind saying, well, I want this to happen. If there's something seated deep in our hearts, like an unhealing emotion or a scar that's just that we've refused to completely surrender for healing, that will be a disconnect from our mind and heart connection. And so he goes on to say, do you find yourself continually praying for things you never receive? I don't mean things about which there may be some doubt, but things you definitely know the Almighty longs to give you: love, joy, peace, wisdom, patience, and so on. Maybe your mind is asking for one thing and your heart another. You see, it is possible to want something with a mind which is not supported by the heart. That was like, oh, that was good. The mind is a much easier part of the personality to deal with than the heart. But as our text today stated, guard your heart, for it is the source of life. I don't know how many times I have tried to fake my request. Like, you know what, Lord, I really do want this for such and such. But it was either my heart was saying, okay, I'll do that, and my mind wasn't with it, or vice versa. My mind was saying it and my heart really was. So when you really begin to walk with the Lord and surrender those things, you can begin to feel that disconnect. And the love, joy, peace, wisdom, patience, and all those things that he promises to give you, they really come when that connection is made. I kid you not. I cannot impress upon you enough how amazing that feels when that happens. And you know what? It's almost like, why does it take us so long to get there? If we would just do it and surrender it and get that feeling, we would never go back. It's like a Lay's potato chip. You can't just eat one because it just sends you back for more. And so here we are. We're just like so not even wanting to stick our hand in the bag to get the first chip out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, so he goes on to continue to say, we can approach God with our minds and think that because we have a clear idea of what we want, that God will give it to us. But the heart may contain hidden doubts which prevent us from being fully integrated people. We fail to receive because we are not asking out of a fully integrated personality. As someone has put it, God does not just answer prayer, he answers you. That's that personal relationship that we crave and that he wants to have with us. It's not just a general overlay of prayer. It's our personal, specific prayer that he wants to answer. Those who wish to receive from God the things he delights to give ought always to remember that who we are is just as important, if not more so, than what we ask. God is not just listening to our words, he's listening to us. And in parentheses, I wrote, he's listening to our heart. So, I just wanted to share that because I can tell you this, during my healing process over all these years, there's been times where I've come to God and I'm like, okay, God, I just surrender this. I can't deal with this anymore. It was a half-hearted surrender. And it wasn't until I truly was just so burdened and just knew that I was so stuck. And it wasn't until I started praying for my enemy, truly in my heart. Lord, I truly want blessings on her life. I truly want happiness in her life. I truly want to recognize the sin that was the issue, not the person, the victim that she was, not the deviousness of it. You know what I mean? I just started to kind of take apart what the Lord has been teaching me. It's people aren't bad by nature. We're sinful by nature, but when you get lost up in that sin, sometimes there's not a disconnect from it. So if you as the person who is either seeking healing or you're trying to pray for a specific thing, if you just separate what you're trying to pray for and not, how do I want to say it? It's not like they personally set out to hurt you or they personally set out to traumatize you. It's the sin within them that they're lost in, that they're caught up in. And so if you start taking that part and praying for that person, the soul of that person, the spirit of that person, the heart of that person specifically, you begin to see the situation completely different. And that's what the Lord had shown me over all these years. And so when I started recognizing that and following suit and going, okay, Lord, you know what? My heart wants to pray blessings. My heart wants to pray. And so search it, bring out that stuff that is rotten in there, that still is able to resurface and hurt me and cause me insecurities and cause me fear, so that there's a disconnect. I don't want to disconnect. And so just reading that this morning was just another reminder of how the Lord works throughout all of our life and in all of the things that we study. I've been studying, themes and topics, trying to hit what's a specific thing that I can do to fix me or to make me think different. And it's everything in a whole. There's things that we don't even realize that we may be snuffing down or not dealt with, that is actually the cause of what we think is so large and in charge. Has nothing to do with that. It's something from way back whenever. And so the Lord gives us these readings as we read every single day. He'll peel one more scale off and another scale off. And he gives you these little revelations as you're reading personally, so that you can grow personally with him. Rhonda, I want you to just reread this. Read this again. And then one day it'll go, oh my gosh, yeah, I get it. Yes. And then it just brings you closer to the freedom that is just, and the peace. I cannot even tell you the peace that I wake up to now. It is, I am in such a completely mindset. My zoning is just light. I just feel light. And anyway, just not to get all into that again, but it's such a true thing that encouraging again every single day, even if you don't think that this is going to apply to you, it's applying along your journey. It's applying. And one day when the time is right, that little scale will flick off and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just wanted to hop on here real quick and share that with you. I hope it's an encouragement, just a continuation of, don't give up on your healing. Don't give up and think that, oh, well, I've done everything. I've prayed everything. If you're still hurting, you haven't done everything. Not the saying that I won't ever be hurt again. I'm not saying I'm completely, this is all behind me. I'm just on a different level of my past life. I'm just on a different understanding. And so it's just encouraging you to not give up. And if you're still struggling, like we all will, until glory, we're going to have struggles in life, and they're going to always come. We're just equipping ourselves every single day to be able to ward them off as we can, and as we are learning and as we grow in our walk, our weapons will become stronger and stronger. God's word will become so ingrained in us that we won't be so offended and so hurt and so long to recover from something, because we know this is a temporary home that we have here. This is just a temporary blip on a map. And so what we're building here is for eternity. This is just like a practice run, a pregame, just get what you can get while you can get it, store it up. And so anyway, I just thought I would share that with you guys. I hope it's encouraging. As always, if you have any comments or you have any questions, I am happy to answer them. I'm happy to share what has helped me, what I've done. I'm an open book, you guys. You know that. I'm on the internet sharing my things with you in a post-workout glow. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.